What if you drove into a village that no longer officially exists? No name on the map, no records, no explanation. And yet, the lights are on. In the late 1960s, during the height of the Cold War, several small villages across Eastern Europe quietly disappeared from official records. Census data was wiped, road signs were removed, maps were reprinted. One village stood out. Locals once called it K-17. Today, that name appears nowhere. Not in archives, not in libraries, not even in classified documents, only black bars where words used to be. The strange part? People living nearby insisted the village was still there. They said you could reach it by following an old forest road. No signs, no markers, just instinct. Most didn't try. Those who did rarely talked about it. In 1991, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, a freelance journalist named Marek Volkov went looking for K-17. He believed it was a Cold War relocation site or a failed weapons experiment. Marek carried a tape recorder, a camera, and photocopies of maps printed before the erasure. On day one, everything felt normal. Trees, birds, wind. On day two, the road narrowed. The forest grew quiet. No insects, no birds, just footsteps, his own. At dusk, Marek reached the village. Houses stood intact, windows unbroken, gardens maintained. Smoke rose from chimneys, but there was no sound. No dogs, no voices, no movement. He knocked on a door. After a long pause, it opened. An elderly woman stood there, staring past him instead of at him. Marek asked a simple question. "Is this K-17? The woman whispered, "We don't use that name anymore." Then she closed the door. Marek stayed the night. His recordings reveal something strange. At exactly 2:17 a.m. every night, the village lights turned off at once, not gradually, instantly. At 2:18, footsteps echoed through the streets, but Marek saw no one. At 2:19, the lights returned, and the village froze again. No one explained it. When Marek asked why the village was erased from maps, people avoided him, changed subjects, walked away, until a man at the edge of town finally spoke. He said, "They told us we were chosen." According to the villagers, in 1962, government officials arrived unannounced. Doctors, military, men with no insignia. They told the villagers they were part of a long-term survival study, a way to protect humanity in case of nuclear war. No one could leave, but no one would age. No one would get sick. At first, it worked. Children stopped growing, wounds healed overnight, illness vanished. Then, time began to break. Villagers claimed that clocks stopped working, not just malfunctioning, stopping at the same minute, 2:17. Babies were born, but never cried. Visitors who stayed too long forgot why they came. One man reportedly walked out of the village, reached the forest, and turned around. He came back. He said he couldn't remember his own name. Marek tried to leave on day 3. His camera footage becomes unstable as he walks toward the forest. The trees look the same, the path loops. After 6 hours of walking, he ends up back in the village. Same house, same woman, same stare. She tells him calmly, they don't let witnesses leave anymore. That night, Marek records voices outside his room at 2:17. Not footsteps, counting. Marek's final tape was found months later in an abandoned train station locker. No body, no camera, just audio. In it, Marek whispers, they weren't hiding the village, they were hiding the effect. He says the experiment didn't fail, it spread. The village wasn't erased to protect secrets, it was stopped to curiosity. Because anyone who stays long enough becomes registered. At the end of the tape, Marek pauses. Then he says something terrifying. I remember living here. Today, satellite images of the region show a blurred circle where K-17 should be. Officials say it's a technical error. Nearby residents still report lights at night, always shutting off at the same time, 2:17 a.m. And sometimes, when travelers disappear in the forest, new houses appear in the village. Because some places aren't abandoned, they're just waiting for more people to remember they belong there.